Good afternoon, TikTokers, YouTubers, however you watch this. I've been wanting to do a review, walk around on the BadBoy standard that I bought a while back. A few things I like about it and a few things I don't like. And just kind of go over some of those real quick. I had to sit down. I've had four of them. I had to sit down, went to stander, went back to sit down, and now I'm back to the stander. The one thing I like over the standers over the sit downs is surprisingly the stander is more comfortable. I'm a little older and I don't know, it's just not good on the back on the sit down. I just don't like being just kind of sitting there doing the controls kind of hunched weird. It's just kind of weird. So I do like the stander, and you can kind of throw your weight around. And you can jump off it for some reason you need to. I got some hills, which I never really get into hairy stuff, but I could see a time or two where it would be handy. You could just pop away from the mower if something went down. But real quick, what I have added to it, I did add the guard for it, which is just a little slaps on where the other factory, guard was, and then it goes up to a little lever here. It's kind of, I don't know, I felt like BadBoy could have designed it a little better. There's a few things I don't like. One, where they got it coming out, it has to bend right away. Even if you take that little guard off where the pulley is, then you'd be kind of rubbing by the pulley. So that's kind of a rinky-dinky way to design it. I don't like that about it. So you can't get it adjusted perfect. It kind of sits out a hair. I got it maxed out just to basically get it there. Technically you'd want to have this little guard on there for getting dirt and stuff in there. But I've played with it a bunch of ways and adjusted it in and out. I even got a washer under that to kind of tilt it to help out. It's just kind of a poor design. I feel like maybe it was designed for a different style mower of theirs, but they say this is the one for it, but I don't know, maybe it's something universal they try to do, but I don't know. But it is worth it. That way if you mow against either your glass on your house, or I have a street, so I don't want to hit cars, so I'll throw that down and stop the stuff. But you typically want to roll with it up. That way you're not catching all the grass and mulching a bunch of grass in the way down there, and it just flops up real easy like that. Or if you're trying to get near a tree or a pole, the direction you're on this side, just click it in place like that. So it's real easy, just a little lever you lift up and then pop it open. So that's a must-have, really, I would say, on any mower, that if you're mowing next to something, or you're going to be shooting near cars or something. And then the other thing I added is these things come with the handles basically are like this, but a hair smaller, and they're just not comfortable at all. I mean, I don't know why they design them like that. I tried a few other models and they're like that too. The old one I had a 61-inch stander, and these are actually the part number I ordered from it, and they had a thicker I guess you'd say pipe there welded to it for the handle, almost the thickness of what a sit-down handle would be. So I just ordered those, cut it out so it could slide on there, and then it's still a lot more comfy. And then I don't know, most people must ride with their hand a little closer. I don't know, I just don't feel as much control. I'm sitting over here at the edge and where this was, so it just wore weird on my hands, and I didn't like it. So this was a plus, and I love it. I don't gotta wear gloves to ride this stupid thing anymore. But this one is the fuel injected Kawasaki. I night and day like that better than the carbureted version. It just runs smooth, actually runs at higher RPMs. I can mow my field and it doesn't even think about bogging down, no matter if the grass is a foot tall or wet. So that is one thing I do like about it. All my other ones were carbureted, and I always had problems with the coil packs or something like that. I had to replace one about once a year, so I haven't had to mess with that yet. It has a little aggressive tires, but they're still not aggressive enough for me. I've been looking for something that has a little more knob to it. I got a hillside, and this thing will still slide down. I got air pretty low on it, but it's still kind of will slide down the hill. And that is the other negative thing I don't like about the new Stander. My old BadBoy was probably I want to say it was like a 17, 18 model, and this is a 23. The way this plate is here, and then the fender, when you're standing on it, I don't know if you can see my shoes, you can't get your foot out of it. You're just stuck right here, whereas my other one, the way the tire must have been, it must have sat back farther, and I could sit way out here and put my weight all the way over on the back side of the tire, because when you're going down a hill, you want all the weight on the low side tire, because you're trying to basically steer with the weight to go up the hill with that lower tire. But that's the one negative I don't like is about these fenders. They're in the way. You can't have any control on it at all. And I tried a few other mowers. It's not just BadBoy, a few other ones. They must have just changed something. That's my one pet peeve about it, that I really don't like. And then my old one, this was one solid piece, which I liked. You can still get your knee stuck inside these cracks, and it's not that comfy if you're kind of throwing it around. Again, I don't mow a flat area. I got all kinds of crazy awkward stuff, and I would like this to be a solid pad compared to how it is now. It's just not as comfy, but it looks cool, I guess, if that's what you want to talk about. Still has the manual adjustment, which I still feel like most of the mowers could come up with a smoother way to do this, but it does. It's just kind of odd how it locks, and it kind of rubs against the metal there. So I don't know. There's just a poor design on that. But other than that, it's way more heavy duty than most of the other mowers I went to see. Just even all up here in the frame, the same size mowers around that 54, 60 to 48 range. The BadBoy has always been a little more beefier, and that's why I liked them. So I went with it, and it was probably $1,000 or $2 cheaper than some of your other brands that are out there that the commercial guys use to mow lawns. And then the 54 I feel is about right. I've had the 61, 72, and then a 48, and I mow about 4 acres, and I like the 54. The bigger ones, if you have any kind of odd dips and stuff, it's awkward to mow with it, whereas the 54 is just enough, and I still get the yard done in an hour and a half. So it's still not bad, but kind of just wanted to give you guys a rundown of what it looked like here. So thanks for watching, and you guys have a good afternoon.